Hello. Happy Monday. Money Maker Monday, y'all. Money Maker Monday. What's good? I know, I know. Didn't show up yesterday, but I gave y'all a heads up. You know what I'm saying? Gave you a heads up that I wasn't going to be here yesterday, but I'm making up the session. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get into it. Um, Very glad to be back. We had some celebrating to do. The kid turned 17. So you know how that goes. You got to make sure kids is good and they have some celebratory time and take care of them and whatnot. So we're gonna get back to our regularly scheduled program. I had to say that slow. But we're gonna get back to it and prepare for this week. If you have not started already, going through a few things and making sure y'all are good to go before y'all hit these markets. So if you are ready to go, do me a favor before I get into all the formalities. Do me a favor and put on Facebook, say I'm ready. On YouTube, say I'm ready. And then also, y'all do me a favor also and put what city, state, or country you're tuning in from. Okay. And of course, as always, y'all, if you have been making some money with these trades that you have been analyzing on these sessions, don't be shy. Just say, hey, look, I won a couple of trades. Whatever happens, okay. If you didn't win a couple of trades, put in there that you didn't win a couple of trades and why. There's always a learning lesson there if you can share why. Like, what do you think happened? Did you jump too early? Did you take too long? Like, what's going on? That's a really great way to help not just yourself but other people as well by sharing some of the things that happen with your trading. Okay, so do that too, and then we're going to get into this disclaimer. Before I get into the disclaimer and share my screen all the way, y'all, don't forget to like this video, Facebook. Of course, you can heart it and whatnot. But on YouTube, I'm going to ask that you all hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. And then also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as a notification bell if you are not part of the Prosperity Cause community and you want to know when I'm going live, because I do go live quite frequently on here, sometimes 3 times a week, but most definitely at least twice a week. So that way you can stay up to date on what's going on, because I do have a new series coming up on this Friday. So if you want to be a part of that, you want to see what's going on, you want to learn something else outside of trading, then I would say tune in to Friday. But you got to hit that notification bell if you're not part of the Prosperity Cause community, because you won't get the email or the text notification. Okay. So let's get to it. And as I share this as well, don't forget to comment and share this live stream, y'all. Share it with someone that you know could use it. All right. Sharing is caring. Let's get to it. All right. Disclaimer. Remember, y'all, trading and investing in any market can contain substantial risk and is not suited for every individual. Every trader and investor learns and performs differently. Thus, the results would not all be the same. There is a potential for a trader and investor to lose all or more than their initial investment due to numerous factors. Therefore, it is suggested that each trader and investor only invest money that can be lost without jeopardizing their financial security and or lifestyle. Y'all, I am not a financial advisor nor a licensed trader. I'm a student just like most of you. The only difference is I've probably been trading longer than you have, and I probably have the results that you wish that you had, hence why you are tuning in to this live stream or if you're watching a replay. So I'm only sharing information for educational purposes for you as viewers to make sure that you do your own research. At least you can have something to go off of to help you start your research, okay? Remember, y'all, all traders and investors that utilize any strategies, discussed, services, and products shown will do so at their own risk. Y'all, past profits do not guarantee future results. I cannot guarantee you that what I do, the results that I have, you will have, because we are different. Everyone learns different and everyone also executes differently. Okay. So those are things that you would really need to keep in mind. All right. So next, we're going to talk about what we had happen last month. We'll do a quick last month review before we get into the charts today. Last month we analyzed 9 things. We actually analyzed 10, but one of them didn't even go in the direction at all. It was nowhere near it. So that trade was just pretty much scratched, or that analysis was pretty much scratched for that sale, which was gold. But last month we analyzed NAS 100. We did that one Sunday. Gold 3 times, GBP, USD. For those of you that are new to trading and you're just now watching this is your first time watching this, y'all, that's the pound, okay? That's paired with the US dollar. So we did that once. We also did the euro paired with the Australian dollar at one time, and the Australian dollar paired with the New Zealand dollar, okay, one time, as well as SPX 500. For those of you that are new to Forex, if you're wondering what is that, that is the equivalent of the stock market's S&P 500. So on Forex, it's called SPX 500. And then, of course, oil. Yes, oil, like, what we get, crude oil. That is something else you can trade in the foreign exchange market, okay? So those are the things that we traded last month, or at least we analyzed on this channel last month, and all 9 of them went into one of the directions that we anticipated, and also hit the profit areas that we anticipated. So August and September were really good months back to back for us on these sessions. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what happens this week, right? And this month, as a matter of fact, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest of this year goes. I do want to give y'all a heads up before we even move forward. Listen, y'all, I need you, if you have been trading for any amount of time, I need you to go back and start looking at your data. Let your data tell you, should I continue to trade the remainder of this year, or is there a cutoff? So let's say you have over a year's worth of data in your trading journal. I need you to go back and look at the months of October, November, and December. What happened during those months? Okay, because this is going to help you to establish if you should be cutting down your trading in November, or if you should be cutting down your trading in December, and around about what time frame, which week. Okay, so it could be like, hey, look, 2 weeks before Christmas, that's my cutoff. I'm not trading anymore because I noticed that volatility or liquidity in the market was very, very low. So it's not really, worth it. I don't feel like I'm going to make much money because of historically, these are the things that occurred during that time. So I need you all to think about that before you start trading this month and this final quarter. I need you to go back and look at your data and see what your data is telling you to do. Okay. So if y'all are going to do that, let me know in the chat, like, yeah, Leona, I'm going to look at my data. Type data, Facebook, type data in the comments. YouTube, type data in the chat. If you're watching a replay, you can type data in the comments as well. If you're going to go back and check your data, meaning I'm going to go back and look at my trading journal to tell me which month of this year, the remainder of this year, or what time frame should I cease trading, or at least slow down on my trading, okay? So that's last month. Let's get to it. And I gave y'all a quick tip, okay? So let's get to what happened last week into today, okay? So this is from last Monday to today. Last week we saw that we had a bit of movement. We had the yen had some buying going on. We also had the franc have some buying going on. Euro just a slight bit, but again, y'all, US dollar, man, I'm telling y'all, if y'all are watching these individuals that have a lot of money, and I'm not talking about people that, God bless them, they're doing great if they're making, 7 figures, but I'm talking about billionaires. What are the billionaires doing with their money, especially billionaires that are very, very vocal about investing? Meaning they share things that they're investing in, what they're looking for in investment, why they would be considering getting out of a particular position as an investor before this year ends. Like, really start listening to these people, y'all, because they're going to give us tips. They're going to give us clues as to why they do what they do during this time of year, during the fourth quarter of the year. So I'm telling y'all, this is what I know. I'm listening to a good number of people that have a lot of money. They're not leaning heavily one way or the other with the US dollar. Number one, because we have these wars going on. Number two, because we have an election coming up. People don't know, investors, big money investors, whales right now are not certain on which way the market is going to go until the election is done. Then you may see a different bit of movement in the market after that, especially when it comes to the US dollar. So I need you to keep that in mind, y'all, as we are moving forward with this year. Election is coming up. We still have these wars going on. We still have interest rates. You have the Federal Reserve. They have a meeting coming up this week. So we just had interest rates. Like, there's a lot going on. And I really need you all to just pay attention to these things. This also, looking at this screenshot, helps you to identify what are some currency pairs that most likely could see big movement, or at least in the past week has seen big movement. So what could we potentially see this week, especially once you go and check out the news, okay, that is scheduled for this week? That can kind of give you a gauge of what you could be looking at. Okay, so just a heads up on that. Just want to make sure you all are aware of that. Everything else, as you can see, pound, Canadian dollar, New Zealand dollar, Australian dollar, there's been a bit of selling going on with that. So there you go. So now if you know that you have more sales going on than you have buying, well, guess what? I'm going to pair those currencies that are selling, meaning that they may not be as strong right now. So guess what? Boom, let's go run a play. Let's go make some money. Okay. And we'll pair those with things that are very strong, that have a lot of buying momentum. People are really believing in it, so they have their strength. Guess what? Bam, we put that together. Now we can possibly find a trend within that currency pair. All right. So, but you all know that if you have been following me for some time, you all know what my system looks like. I am removing that. I meant to do that last month. Well, on the first of this month, but I will be removing that this week, y'all. So if you haven't tuned into it, go check out the series, the How to Know What to Trade in the Forex Market. It's parts 1 through 5. Y'all got until, what's today? Monday? So y'all have until the end of this week, and then it's going to be gone, okay? Because I'm going to be using that for something else. So yeah, it'll be gone off of YouTube. So if you haven't watched it yet, you better start looking at it now so you know how I trade, okay? So that's our week in review when it comes to the currencies and their pip changes and whatnot. So let's go into biggest movers. So again, this is from last Monday to today, okay? September 30th to October 7th. So our biggest movers when it comes to currency pairs, the US dollar, USD JPY, actually moved up almost 1,000 pips, y'all. I'm really surprised at this in a week. Like, you talking about 747 pips. I'm like, that is massive. So I'm curious to see how far it continues to go up. But because the US dollar right now is not strong, clearly I will have to look to see if the yen is strong. But if the US dollar is weak and the yen is strong, you could see the sale happen because USD JPY has gone up so much. Okay. So if that's making sense, let me know. Like, type makes sense in the comments. If you're watching live, type it makes sense in the chat on YouTube. Okay. And if you're watching a replay on YouTube, type it makes sense in the comments on the replay. All right. So yeah, so I will be anticipating this week, because the US dollar is weak, if the yen gains some strength and gains some momentum, then you could see all of those gains, or at least a percentage of those gains, get wiped out because people start to sell. That is your prime opportunity, y'all, to take advantage and start selling USD JPY. Get you some pips in this week, okay? The other biggest mover for this past week was GBP JPY, and I do believe that the pound is strong right now, so we could see, if the yen is still weak, we could see that GBP JPY continue to move to the upside. Again, y'all, once once this flips and the pound loses its strength and the yen gains its strength, then we should see GBP, JPY start to sell, and those gains that have been acquired over the past week, we should see some of those gains wiped out. All right, so keep that in mind, y'all. When you're seeing this screenshot and I'm showing y'all, hey, there's been a lot of movement to the upside or the downside, you should actually be looking for a price to turn around at some point, okay? Because those gains will be wiped out a bit. Not all, or it could be all. We don't know because I'm not God and I can't predict the market. All I can do is go off of what the market shows me, and I could just use my strategy and I can look for the highest probability of profit. But there's no guarantees in trading at all, okay? And then also with Bitcoin, we saw Bitcoin price drop over 4,000 pips, so almost 5,000 pips, y'all. But we did see it come back up after that. So it wiped out a bit, or let me rephrase that. So we saw some gains come back from the massive sale. So yeah, but Bitcoin did go down over 4,000 pips, and oil actually took the place of US 30 because US 30 didn't really move that much this week. It was kind of in a bit of consolidation. So oil went up almost 1,000 pips. So if you trade oil, you probably made some money last week, okay? Going into this week. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, let's pay attention to it today, okay? Let's start looking at it today. I'm going to let y'all know we're going to have to look at some stuff because my list is not listing. I already did my list. I did my system. I'm like, oh my gosh, like there's nothing available tonight. But as far as currency pairs go, we'll get to that point. So pretty much, y'all, last week the forex market did experience more buying than selling with our currency pairs. However, the opposite happened with our commodities and of course with crypto, as you can see. So those are just a couple of things. Like I said, y'all, prepare for the opposite movement when you see massive movement to either the downside. Prepare your mind for a buy. Look out for it. Look for economic events to occur to give you the signal that, oh yeah, okay, now I should start seeing my buy, okay? You'll make more money when the sale, in this case for Bitcoin, has exhausted and now the sellers are losing their momentum. You can now prepare for the buy, which means you'll make more money because we need to recoup some of those losses, okay? And then the opposite for the buy, the sale is going to wipe out some of those gains. So you have the potential to gain more money, more profit when you are following the reversal, okay, as well. So there we go. So we have our biggest movers for last week going into today. Now, if you have not, check this out, y'all. Look, this screenshot that I'm showing you right now, remember, we go to forexfactory.com to get this information, y'all. Again, that is forexfactory.com. That lets me know and should let you know what news has the potential to impact my trading profitability. Okay, remember, y'all, we don't want to just be jumping in trades and we don't know if there's some news that's coming up that could potentially reverse what we're doing. So if we're looking for a buy and we haven't checked the news, but then the numbers are not in favor of that particular country, then we could see a massive sell-off, right? Well, guess what? Now you're stuck and you're losing money in a trade had you just taken the time to look at the news and say, oh, you know what? There's some high impact news. There's a potential for this to go in the opposite direction. We're looking at a 50-50 chance that it's going in a different direction. Y'all, listen, I'm staying out the market. Okay. You can also do that with medium impact news, y'all. I'm telling y'all from personal experience, for me, I have traded when it was high impact news and I have traded when it's medium impact news. And the percentage of the time of it going in my favor when I'm already in a trade is low. Okay, we're talking 20-30%. That is not good enough for me. I need odds to be leaning more in my favor for me to consider entering a trade. I had to do that in order for me to see that it didn't work. Okay, so now I know, listen, 20-30% is not good, so I'll pass. So me personally, of course, you're going to do what you want to do with your money. But me personally, I stay away from the market when there is high impact news coming up and there is medium impact news coming up. When you go on forexfactory.com and you're seeing this, what I have on the left-hand side, where you're like, where did you get this from? When you go on forexfactory.com, there's going to be a section that has news, and you can click an arrow to go to the next day. Each one of those pages has folders on there for whatever the news, the expected news coming up. It's going to give you details in that folder. So all you need to do is click on that folder, and then it tells you what's expected. So they have the forecast, and then eventually when the news is released, it gives you the actual numbers, okay, or the percentage, whatever it is. And now it also gives you in that folder that says details, it also gives you why should traders care. So instead of you just like, I don't know why this makes sense, why should I worry about this? They tell you in the folder. Okay, so click on it. Click on it, click on it. So this week, we don't have a lot of high impact news coming up. We have a few things like yesterday we had the Australian Bank holiday, so that's already passed. But tomorrow we have New Zealand, they have their interest rates coming out. That's at night, tomorrow night. So if you trade, let's say like the Sydney session or the Tokyo session or anything like that, that may impact, your sessions and whatnot. But again, it's totally up to you what you do. But I'm telling you now, high impact, I stay away. So if I were you, I wouldn't trade the New Zealand, anything paired with the New Zealand dollar during that time of that high impact news. Okay. US Fed Reserve, they have a meeting coming up on Wednesday, and then US CPI numbers, those come out on Thursday. And then of course, Friday is a busier day. So that we have 3 different countries that have some high impact news coming out on Friday. That means if I were you, for sure on Friday, hey, listen, I'm going to check forexfactory.com. I'm setting calendar reminders. I'm setting alarms to let me know to go check the market, to make sure that, hey, okay, I want to see how the market reacts to the news. Or that's my reminder. I'm setting an alarm prior to the news to make sure that I'm not in a trade that is potentially could be impacted by that news. Okay. So just giving you the heads up, y'all. The whole point of this slide is to make sure that you are aware of what news is on the horizon and how it could potentially impact your trading this week. All right. So if we're good to go with that, y'all, let me know. Type in the comments if you're on Facebook. I can't see the chat, y'all. I'm sorry. But if you're on Facebook, type I'm ready to move forward. If you're on YouTube, type I'm ready to move forward. Let me know that you're ready. So I'm going to stop sharing this real quick, and then we'll get back to it. Oops. We'll get ready to go to the charts. All right. So let's go to the charts, and let me share this screen again. And if this is making sense, y'all, let me know. Listen, I got it. Sometimes you don't want to say anything because you don't want to, make a mistake, or you don't want to say the wrong thing. Y'all, listen, everybody is learning. And anything, everybody's learning. So don't think you have to know everything. That's why we're here. Some of you don't know anything at all about trading. This is your first time coming on. That's fine. Okay, cool. Got it. Understood. All right. Welcome. But you'll learn something. Okay. So I'm going to show y'all this, and then we're going to get to the charts. Remember what I said. If you want to know what the news is, like why is it important to me as a trader? On here, let's just use this as an example. This has already occurred today, but this is our yen. It tells you what's the currency. It also gives you the time over here on the left-hand side. If I were you, I personally would make sure that I check this up here, top right-hand side, and make sure that I select my time zone and then my time format, and then save it. Okay, so that way it is supposed to be up to date, but for whatever reason, this is behind. So yeah. So that way it's showing my time, and I don't have to calculate if it's East Coast, if it's, West Coast or nothing like that. Okay. So there we go. So if you want to know what this news, like why is this important for me, click on the folder underneath detail. And then you just scroll down and boom, down here, it normally says why traders care, but this one says FOREX Factory notes. It gives you some notes on what it is, but there are some where it says why traders care. So like, let me go to tomorrow is something for the US. And now I can, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is, okay. Let's see if they have why traders should care on this one. They don't have it on here. Did they take it off or something? What happened to? Let me see. 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna try one more and then I'm done. I'm moving on so we can mark up the charts. Okay, there we go. So for tomorrow, like I said, New Zealand dollar, they have the interest rates coming out tomorrow. So down here it says why traders care. Short-term interest rates are the paramount factor in currency valuation. Traders look at most other indicators merely to predict how rates will change in the future. Interest rates impact the strength of that currency at that time. So it could either be strong at the moment, and then if the interest rates, if it's going to give a negative impact to the economy, then guess what the strength of the New Zealand dollar could do? Bam, it could plummet, okay? So there you go. So if this percentage here, forecasted, if it is not in favor, if it's not close to this forecast and it's red, if the numbers here are red, then guess what? That's not good for the New Zealand dollar. So you may see a weaker New Zealand dollar at that time. All right, there you go. All right, lesson for today. Let's move on. So I created my list, y'all. I had 9 things on my list using my system, and none of them were able to stay when I finished doing my my system, my trading system. And I'm like, okay, well, guess we're done with that. So that means I'm gonna just go through oil, gold, possibly NAS 100. But I want to hear from you all. So I know I'm gonna do gold because y'all know I do gold every single week. So I'm gonna do that one first, but I want to hear from y'all. I might do 2 more things, but I need you all to type in the chat, okay? If I don't see anybody type anything, I'm only gonna mark up gold and then I'm out, okay? And then I can go ahead and prepare for bed and lay down with my family. All right. So just letting you know, I'll just do one thing and keep it moving. But I did do this. Oh, let me take this off. My bad. I was supposed to take this off earlier. Okay. So I did do this earlier. Type in the chat, y'all. Type in the chat what you want me to look at to mark up. All right. If y'all don't type anything in the chat, I see y'all on here. So if you don't type anything in the chat, I'm doing gold and then I'm out. I'm closing this out. Okay. So right now gold is selling. What is going on? What's going on? Hold on, y'all. So there's no news, right? But I'm gonna go to currency strength. Oops. Currency. Let's see. US dollar right now has 4 bars, so it's strong. It's not really strong, but it's strong. So for those of you that are unfamiliar with how gold works, typically when the US dollar is strong, you may see gold sell. Okay. Typically, when the US dollar is weak, you may see gold buy. Okay. Here's why. Because gold is our way of hedging against inflation. If the US dollar is not strong, we can put our dollars into something else that would be acceptable and utilized in other places. Okay, so we can always use gold no matter where we are in the world to make transactions. All right, so this is why you would see gold buy. But if the dollar is strong and we have that belief in it again and whatnot, then you may see gold sell. So right now, the dollar is strong. That's why we have gold selling at the moment. All right. So I had already marked this up today, actually, because I was looking to see if I could trade, but it was just all over the place on a 4-hour, and I was like, As you can see, I have my vertical line here, and this is when I marked this up actually this morning. And I was like, yeah, I just it's all over the place for me. But I still identified areas to potentially trade. Okay, to potentially trade, and that's only if the U.S. if gold made a decision on if it was going to buy or sell. So you can jump in later. So now I'm going to just widen this up a bit. Okay. And if you're wondering, like, what are these lines? What is these boxes? All of that stuff. Again, please, y'all, if you're new to me, go to the series before I remove it from YouTube this week. Go to the series on my YouTube channel called How to Know What to Trade in the Forex Market. It's a 5-part series. It breaks down my trading system, and then also I go over what we know as a top-down analysis. I show you how to use the Fibonacci to help you find your supply and demand zones, as well as what we know as golden zones, which are very strong retracement areas, meaning price could reverse. Okay. So those are some of the things that I cover in that series. If you really want to understand how I trade, I go very, very slow. All right. So right now we see gold is selling. For those of you that are new to me, I trade candlestick patterns. All right. For the most part on the 1 hour time frame, which is when we're on. So what I'm looking for is, let's just say this does continue to sell. Well, I would need a confirmation candle, meaning this candle must sell as well to confirm that I indeed have a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. Okay. If you're like, Leon, the candlestick patterns are going over my head, that's fine. I got it. If you want to learn, you can check out the Day Trading 101. If you don't want to learn about candlestick patterns, that's fine too, okay? Because not everybody trading. So anyway, for me, I'm just showing you how I would trade. I would be waiting for a sell candle to appear at 10 p.m. if I were to stay up. Wait for a sell candle to appear at 10 p.m. below this candle, and then I would see how far down it goes. As long as that confirmation candle closes in a sell, meaning I need to see red. As long as that closes in a sell, then I would look at where it's at and then what is my potential profit versus my potential loss. Y'all, please, when y'all are trading, make sure you're accounting for what you stand to gain, but also what you have the potential to lose. Because if the risk outweighs the reward, that is not a viable trade. If that makes sense, please let me know. Yes, Leona, it makes sense. All right. So right now, I'm being honest with y'all. I would not be considering trading gold because this is a big move to the downside already, unless it pulls back up. So we're looking at price went down over 130 pips. Okay, it's back up a little bit, but it went down 130 pips. That's a lot of movement in actually in a little over 30 minutes. Okay, so again, you do what you want to do, but I'm leaving this here for right now. This is the next take profit area. So whatever strategy you trade, if your strategy tell you to jump in right now, you jump in right now. If your strategy doesn't tell you that, but it tells you something else, you do what your strategy tells you to do. I'm telling you what I do, and with me trading the candlestick patterns, and you can roll with what you want to do. Okay, but this was marked up earlier today, so we see that price is already cleared our first take profit, second and third. We only have 2 more take profit areas. I'm going to identify one more because we're on here. So that way y'all can utilize that. And it looks like I could just use the top of this golden zone. I'll use that. That makes sense since that one area didn't quite do much. All right, so now we're going to have 6 TP6, not 5. All right, there we go. I do not like this, whatever this is. Okay. There we go. So let's just say price does come down here. This is my day low. This is my week low. Then that means I will be looking at potentially a 60 pip move. That's good. Okay. 60 pips is good. All right. If you say, hey, Leona, I want more. If I were you, I would do a trailing stop after that point because this is a week low. Okay. If I were you, I would do a trailing stop at that point. Again, if I were you, I would do a trailing stop at that point. If you say, I know it came here, but I want this one instead. If I were you and price comes down here, I would activate a trailing stop loss. So that way I secure all the gains that I have earned from here down to here. You don't want to lose it because you want to be greedy. Secure your profit by activating your trailing stop loss, meaning you move your stop loss from wherever it is to right here. Okay. And then you now change or make sure that your take profit point is down here at that golden zone. Again, whatever your trading strategy tells you to do, you run with that. All right. So gold is done. All right. We have a buy marked as well. But like I said, y'all, at this time, you know, like, listen, you're not gonna see a buy until I know we have news on Wednesday. You may see it, but right now, you know, gold has already hit an all-time high last month, as you can see here. That was on the 26th. So that's why we have the sale going on. The sale is taking back some of those gains that have already happened last month. All right. It was a lot of gains last month. So most definitely. So again, y'all, whatever your strategy tells you to do, run with your strategy. I'm just showing you these are some of the potential profit areas. Make sure that your risk does not outweigh your reward, especially if you're a day trader. If you're scalping, y'all, you know what you need to do with scalping. But I'm talking to people who day trade and swing trade. Please, y'all, make sure your risk does not outweigh your reward. All right. Goddess QTM. Okay, welcome. I haven't seen you before. Said 60 pip stop loss, then trail stop loss. So if you get stopped out, you're in profit. Absolutely. That's what I just said. Gold is your favorite. Hey, me too. I've been trading gold for a long time, y'all. That's why I always every week, every time we do these analysis, I'm like, gold. Now, if y'all don't say anything else, I'm only sticking with gold. So you just gonna have to trade gold with me. You know, so absolutely. So that is it. If I don't see anything, let me see if I can go back here. And see. I haven't seen anything else on Facebook, y'all. Unless I can't see the chat. Unless I can't see the comments. But all I'm gonna do is go on once, go on twice, because I'm gonna go back and go and lay with my family, go to bed with my family now, y'all. I give an hour, okay? I give an hour, so y'all got 60 seconds to make a decision, and then I'm gonna stop sharing and we're gonna close this out. So if you don't have anything else that you would like me to mark up, then I'm gonna close this out. Oh, I see. Okay, I got you. Hey, I didn't even recognize. I can't see the picture, so I wouldn't have even known that if you didn't say that. But welcome. Awesome. Glad to have you. All right. Well, that's it then. So I'm gonna stop sharing this, and then I'm gonna bring this back up. Bam. So listen, y'all. I know today I did a live market analysis on a Monday. That's because I missed the Sunday, and I missed last week because y'all, we've been doing a lot. My family has been very busy, birthdays and all kind of stuff, and celebrating everything. So we've been really busy. So that's the reason why I missed last week, and then of course yesterday. But we will be back to Sundays next Sunday. So next Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. I'll be back on here doing this again, marking up. Again, listen, again, if y'all don't, say, hey, I want to mark up this, I want to mark up that, I'm just going to roll gold, just letting you know, okay? And then the 21st is a Monday. I may have to do it on the 21st If I don't do it on the 21st and I do it on Sunday, y'all, trust me, y'all will know in advance, okay? If you're part of the Prosperity Calls community, you'll get an email letting you know that it'll be on Sunday. If it's going to be on Monday, you'll get an email notifying you on Monday, okay? But actually, absolutely, 1000%, that is going to be what we're doing. So either the 20th or the 21st, but I put the 21st just in case, okay? Because we might not be in the area and we might be traveling during that time. So I don't want to say, yeah, I'm going to do Sunday when we might be traveling, okay? So, Nina, do you have a group that you trade with? I have my own group. We're very small, but it's only people that have been through like one of my boot camps or like my trading program or something. That's it. I don't really do a lot of trading with bigger groups because I've done that before, and it's a lot of confusion for people. So me having a small group and we all trade the same, like all of us trade candlestick patterns. So that makes sense. It's not, we don't trade all the same like currency pairs and indices and whatnot, but we all trade candlestick patterns. So because we all trade candlestick patterns, we have an idea of where our stop loss should be. And also we're really good with supporting resistance. So we all have an idea of where, you know, our take profits are going to be. We use a fib, like all of that stuff. So, you know, it just makes it easier for us to understand what we're looking for, why we're looking for that thing, why we're considering trading, whatever it is, because we all trade the same. So, yeah, so that's it. If you wanted to know more, by all means, you know, you have my information, so you can hit me up. All right. And as for anyone, if you want to know more, there's a link in the description of this video. By all means, click it. Learn more, ask your questions. You can send an email. You can go to social media, whichever one is comfortable for you. By all means, utilize it. All right. So that is it. That is all. All I have. I will see y'all next Sunday. Okay, October 13th, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Pacific. Back here on Sunday, live, going over the markets. All right. So that's it. See y'all next time. Bye, y'all. Have a great week.